What's up, everyone? Today, version 18.0 finally dropped in BTD6, and what more could you possibly ask for? A new hero, new maps, new balance changes. It's just the best. Alright, but for this run, we're going to be doing the new map Bazaar on alternate rounds because I think this best showcases Admiral Brickel's abilities and what she brings to the table. I'm calling her a she for this run. If you don't like it, deal with it. Not sure if it's boy or girl, but I'm just going to call her a girl. So, to start off, she is the first water-based hero, something that I've been wanting for a long time, ever since I've done Spice Islands. I've wanted a water-based hero. I thought that would be super cool, and we finally have one. Second, she is pretty cheap, coming in at only $750 at in-game cost, which is, I guess, pretty average, but if you have the right monkey knowledge, you can start with her on hard modes. And she has two attacks to start off with. She has her pistol, and then she also has mines that she lays in the water, and they seek out targets. So overall, she has decent popping power, but nothing crazy. I think where she shines is her first ability, which is insane. So at level 3, she gains her first ability, Naval Tactics. It greatly increases the attack speed of nearby water-based monkeys for a short time. And whereas that doesn't sound too good initially, it gets much better the higher level she gets. So at level 5, it lets all monkeys affected by it to hit all balloon types except camo, meaning that this submarine is going to be able to pop the lead balloon coming up soon, which is awesome. But then at level 8, it allows affected monkeys to hit camo balloons. Like, it's a pretty good ability, but it especially shines on alternate rounds. As you will see coming up here, we are going to face some lead balloons, which our only way to take them out is the mines that just got taken out, or we can use her ability, and the hero and the monkey sub were able to pop not only the camo, but the lead camo, which was awesome. I think this can be useful if you are struggling to get a ton of camo detection early, or a ton of lead popping power by 28 on like impoppable runs. Normally not a challenge, but I think this could give you some flexibility to push it off until later. Which I don't know if there'll be a viable strategy of delaying these, but it'll at least be something to think about and that I'll be messing with. But on top of this, at level 7, she gains the ability to see camo balloons, which is nice, especially when combined with submarines, so they also get ability to see camos. Overall, I think she's a very solid tower, even at the early-ish levels, but moving on to level 10, she gains Mega Mine. Deploy a huge sea mine capable of destroying big balloons. And you can place it anywhere on the map in the water, even on your own towers. So what I did for this run is basically place it on the top and bottom of the canal, depending on what round it was, and just preparing for the balloons coming up. And it did a large chunk of damage. And it was, you can place them so they can be your last line of defense, but they don't last like a super long time. But I had a lot of fun. There were a few times this run that they, I wouldn't say bailed me out, but they definitely made some rounds a lot easier. Huge fan of that ability. After this, she doesn't really have any notable upgrades per level. However, by the end, her abilities do get on a very short cooldown, to the point where they're almost spammable, and they kind of carried me through this run, especially when doing a submarine strategy like this. But overall, I think she's a very solid hero, especially on water-heavy maps. And with all the buffs to the water monkeys, I think this could be a very water-intensive meta, which I think the game developers intended for. I guess if I released a water monkey, I would make the water towers very good, just so that you would combo them together and it would become like a fan favorite hero. But right now, she is very solid. Big fan of hers. But transitioning away from just talking about the new hero, we can kind of talk about this new map, Bazaar. So it does have two paths that you can see. Luckily, the balloons only come in from one path at a time, as opposed to both. Weird thing is that they come from diagonals. One's bottom right, one's top left. Not that that makes it very hard, it's just odd. The water is close enough that most of the towers can hit both paths, maybe not a lot of them. But if you just do what I did, I put the Buccaneers on bottom and the submarines on top, and the Buccaneers have enough range to hit everything, and the subs can hit everything that the Buccaneers can hit, so it worked out very well. There are quite a few obstacles that block line of sight, so the tents and the trees block a ton of vision. There you just saw my Megamind go off and blow up the BFB, which was very nice. And here I used my her first ability. But back to the map, you can remove the trees, but not the tents. And I already removed the top left tree to give my submarines and hero the vision up there, as well as being able to place a monkey village up there. I just wanted the extra attack speed. And overall, I don't think this map is too hard. I think it belongs in intermediate. It's probably easier than Shoots, but harder than some of the other intermediate ones. Definitely a submarine map though. Submarine and like flagship carrier, I think, is what I'll go on Impoppable. But yeah, I think they tried to design this map for her. I mean, it doesn't fit her perfectly because the mines don't have the most range at a low level, and she can't clear the rounds, but she is very strong because it's kind of hard to fit some like a land-based defense on here. Not that it's impossible, it's just much easier to do submarines in her. But as you can see, the new flagship carrier upgrade to where the monkey aces flying around have the anti-Moab missiles, which I did not know going into this run. I played the second this came out. I didn't read the patch notes yet, but they're very nice. Don't know if they were needed, but they're very cool. Love them a lot. I mean, very useful. All around, just a huge buff to that tower, especially when you make it a 025 or a 205, depending on what you're doing. But I don't know. I was excited to see that they now have the missiles that Monkey Aces do, which makes a lot of sense. So transitioning over to what I was thinking about during this run, I was really trying to figure out how each tower would interact with all the obstacles and stuff. So I placed all the submarines to see how much they would shoot through the trees and around the tents, and they actually did a pretty good job attacking the bottom path. But for the top left, I decided to remove those trees just so I could get an alchemist in there and a village. I think this helped out a lot because we didn't have the Buccaneers' help for those rounds, but the bottom has help from the submarines, so I think that was needed. Moving on here, I wanted to see how a helicopter would do because I was thinking about doing an Apache Prime for Impoppable. I don't think I will go that route just because I want to try out the new hero, but this is what you would look for in an Apache Prime run. You just want one path per round for balloons to come down. And then another thing I was thinking about was where to place the mines. I was experimenting placing them on top and bottom path, in the middle, or on the back end of the path. If the mines lasted forever, I think I would put them at the back just to be like a safeguard. But since they don't, I'm okay putting one at the end and one in the middle. I was focusing the bottom path just because through round 80, the even rounds were more challenging for me than the odd rounds, so you'll see that I was putting them mostly on the bottom. But I also made sure to see if you could place the mines on top of your towers in the water, and you can. So that's what I'm doing right here. I put them on the top just to help out a little. And to be honest here, I didn't really know what to do with my money. I thought I had the win unlock. I don't play much alternate rounds, and I figured I didn't have enough time to go a tier 5 Buccaneer or sub, so I just upgraded all the submarines to 204s to get the extra mob damage. I don't think it was a waste. I normally don't go with that upgrade just because more submarines is better, but I wanted to see how they would do with the new heroes buff on top of that, and I mean, it worked out. Round 80, when the two ZOMGs come, I was putting mines down to try to take them out one at a time. And I actually thought I threw at first, but it ended up working out okay when you just use the abilities the way I did. Not even sure if the abilities were necessary, but oh, they are so good. Huge fan. I don't know. I really enjoy this new map. I really enjoy the new hero. I would probably give... Dude, she might be like the top tier hero. I mean, I have to do... This is my first run with her, so I can't really tell. But on water maps, I don't really see... very many choices other than her, at least on the easier maps. Maybe on the harder ones you have to use other heroes, but no, I really enjoy her. I'm going to be using her in a lot of my runs, so I hope you guys enjoy her too. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.